back to Two Trees in a Pod with Alysa and Sam, where we talk about all things life and relationships and tie it back to faith. I'm Alysa.
And I'm Sam.
And today we are excited to talk to you about the supernatural. Let's get into it. Welcome back, friends. Happy Tuesday. Another day with the pod. How are we?
Oh, we're thriving. It's another day, another great week. And it's Tuesday. Alyssa, how was your week and weekend?
It was pretty good. 2 pretty solid volleyball games. 3 total this past week. 2-1, which was good for the week. Good win. We're recording on Sunday. We had a great win. That put us in contention for first place. So there's a 3-way tie right now. Which is super awesome. It's a great spot to be.
And I got to go watch all 3 games, so it was a good week for me too.
Yeah, and guess what we did after the game today?
I would guess, but I was there.
We went to Olive Garden and we did the bottomless pasta bowl thing, and we're feeling it.
Yep, this is not an advertisement, but we are in a pretty happy food coma right now, so this should be an interesting episode.
And I'm traveling tomorrow, and I'm kind of scared because of how food coma heavy I am right now. If I'm gonna make it. Hence the yawn, I'm literally... How many bowls of pasta did you have?
I think we got 4.
No, you had 5.
But they were small. No, the 5th one was a to-go bowl. That's in the fridge.
So today's episode is on gluttony.
But
We did ask the waitress what the record was for most bowls eaten for the bottomless pasta deal. She said 8.
Which was surprisingly low, to be completely frank. I was expecting a much higher number.
Yeah, I didn't like the look in Sam's eyes when she said 8.
When she said it was 8, because they give you that first big bowl originally, and it's like, okay, this is a solid dish. 8 of these would be an egregious amount. But as soon as you get that first refill bowl, it's a small bowl. There's not that much in those refill bowls. 7 of those?
My brother in Christ. It is still a giant bowl of pasta.
I'm just saying, if the end goal was to defeat 8 bowls of pasta that size, that is a winnable challenge.
See, this is why I didn't like the look in his eyes, because I was like, he's about to go for 8. Go for 9, I would say, right now. I don't like that. Anyway, that's not the supernatural we were wanting to talk about today. We were wanting to talk about not the supernatural amount of food Sam consumed, but other supernatural and faith. This is finally a Sam topic pick, so I'll let him kind of introduce it.
She says, finally, my pick, we don't come together for all of these.
See how you're stuttering through
that?
But
anyway, so this is something that rings extra true for all of us in the United States because we live it day in and day out. As Christians, as believers, we are not only called to, but we know for fact that miracles are performed. We know that miracles are in our daily lives. We know that they happened in the Bible, and we know that they happen nowadays. And there are plenty of other things, but I think the easiest example is miracles. How many of them are just brushed past? You're living, and maybe something like a health scare or something, and we'll use the phrase, oh, by a miracle they're healthy. And it just kind of gets dismissed because, well, logically, this amount of people might survive through this much, and it gets boiled down to an intellectual discussion on probabilities as opposed to just miracles. They are not kind of seen as a feasibility, more so just a probability nowadays. And I think it takes away from that supernatural of, well, anyone can be saved or anything can be changed because God is above the laws of nature. He created the laws of nature and he supersedes that.
God himself is supernatural.
Exactly.
And I think the point you're trying to make is that today we kind of don't think that the supernatural is possible in faith, and it's more of just miracles happened when Jesus was here. right? Is that
Yeah.
what you're thinking?
Yeah, miracles only happen when Jesus were here. And not only that, but when miracles do happen today, they're often either downplayed or just kind of reasoned into existence. Like, oh, this has never happened before, or I can't believe that happened. What a miracle. And it's just kind of stated as opposed to, wow, God is so good that this happened.
Yeah, I honestly think about it even in like a smaller context, like when things just work out that really shouldn't have worked out as perfectly as they did. Those are mini miracles, and we kind of brush them off as just like coincidences. Like, where does the term like it's just a coincidence fall into this whole thing?
Well, that's funny, because if you believe that God's plan is perfect and that he makes no mistakes, then there are no coincidences and every single thing is perfectly tied together.
Where does free
his
will
plan.
come into play in this?
Ooh, that was a fun discussion I had over the weekend. So, for context, I just learned that someone said that my viewpoints on this are Calvinist. That was news to me. Never really did too much research into that. But for a little fun theory on that, if we know that God has a perfect plan for us, and this is in the Bible, that we are predestined to where we will be, a big thing that we wrestle with is, well, then what about free will? We're supposed to have free will and supposed to make decisions. And from my point of view and my understanding, and this is me, a human who does not have perfect understanding, and this is just my rationalization, is, well, if God has a plan for us and we have free will, these aren't mutually exclusive things. God is omniscient and knows everything that we are doing, will do, and have done. So when we come to this crossroad where we are making a decision with our free will, that's still our decision to make, and that's still our free will. God just knows what decision you're going to make. He's not forcing you to make a decision. You have the free will. He just knows which one you're going to choose because he's omniscient. Apparently, this is a Calvinist viewpoint. I thought it was just the conclusion I came to, but apparently a lot of other people have came to it.
Yeah, you've never had an original thought, bud. Neither have I, neither has anybody. Well, at least not now.
Exactly. Well, when you think about it, if we all came from God, then all of our thoughts are plagiarized from God.
True. Very true. Alright, how did we get on this tangent?
Supernatural.
The supernatural, you're talking about God's perfect plan, and then I threw a wrench in it and said, what about free will? Yeah. Okay. Well, what else is supernatural? I think God himself is a supernatural thought, right? Like, when you talk about a creator, and you talk about Adam and Eve, that sounds supernatural to people. Which is funny, because then tell me that an explosion created the whole universe, and how is that not supernatural? But I don't know.
Ooh, crossover theories.
Crossover theories. Let's debunk evolution.
Let's debunk evolution. Okay.
We might have gotten sidetracked.
A lot of routes to go there. That's for another episode. Next episode, debunking evolution.
We'll see.
Anyway.
I don't know if I have enough time to prepare for that one.
Okay, we'll prepare for that one. Will come at some point because now I'm thinking about it. Anyways, that'll be my next choice for episode. That's the one I'll choose.
You're gonna have to do the prep for it.
Fine with me. So yeah,
Miracles.
You got us super sidetracked. The food coma is bringing Alyssa in all sorts of directions.
True. We might have to do a short episode, guys. You know, it is 10 minutes. We've done 10 minutes. This is pretty impressive for the state of our minds right now.
Even more shocked if anyone is still listening to this. But, anyways, back to the supernatural. What is, from a human perspective, what is natural? Natural is what we observe. It's the things around us. It's the nature and science that we have created to try and understand our surroundings. Something that is supernatural simply means it does not fall into our own reasoning and laws of understanding. In the Bible, it is said that our ways are not his ways and that our understanding is not his. We are limited knowledge beings while he is omniscient. So it's very easy to look at something and say, oh, this is supernatural because it makes no sense. And to us, that's correct. But he operates outside the laws of our understanding. And when you come to terms and acceptance with that, and you see things without, or, hear things, or things happen, and you can't justify or explain them, that doesn't mean it either didn't happen or was faked or was wrong. It's okay for things to happen and us not to be able to explain them. And that's one of the hardest things as a human to kind of come to terms with, because all we do is strive to know more and think more and obtain more knowledge. And gaining knowledge of the fact that you will never know everything and that you will be completely unaware of a lot of things, and to kind of embrace that and saying, this is a good thing, I don't need to know everything. That is kind of just a really big part of faith, is understanding that these things are okay and they're everywhere and we can't explain it.
It's kind of a mic drop moment.
Mic drop moment means that Alyssa's ready to end the episode because she has no thoughts going on her side.
I have thoughts.
Of breadsticks and pasta.
No, you can't say either of those words because I will get sick because of how many I had. No, I honestly just think you put that really well, and I think that is the supernatural, is all of that. The food coma is so hard right now.
We thank you all for tuning into this episode of Two Trees in a Pod. I know Alyssa is going to want to go right to sleep, so I think that may be our plan for the rest of the night. Would you like to close us out, Food Coma?
It sounded like you were starting to close us out, but I guess I will do it because I have to do everything. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. Thank you for joining Two Trees in a Pod. This was a little bit more messy of an episode, but Sam wanted to talk about something super complex after we went to bottomless pasta bowls at Olive Garden, so you can blame him for the chaos. We are excited for you to join us next week. Hopefully you're still with us after today's episode, and have a great rest of your week. Stay blessed.
Thanks for listening to Two Pastas in a Bowl. We'll see you next week.
Peace.